Hello, welcome to another Unwrapping. This time, Tour de France by Kraftwerk on coloured vinyl once again, and I think it's on two different colours as well, being a double album. So here's all the tracks. As you probably know, it's not a new album. So I'm interested to see what the booklet is like inside. So that's the point of doing these videos. Not to review the music, because I'm sure you know it by now, but to have a look and see what we actually get in these packs. And before you have a head for everyone, I'm literally putting about 1mm of this knife in here. About that much there. If that. Just to start it off, because a few people have said, whoa, what are you doing? Oh, you're going to destroy everything. Haven't scratched a record yet. And if I did, I'd never use it again. Right, let's get rid of that. So it's, I thought it was quite a shiny finish, but I'd say it's like a vinyl silk finish on this one. Yeah, quite a nice finish. Colours are nice and vibrant. Now, okay, it's like the others, doesn't open out, but it's quite a big sleeve. Disc 1, disc 2. I like the samples in this. I like the samples of like the little derailleur gear and noises, air noises and what have you. Quite like that. So let's have a look at the booklet and see if this one is just zoomed in bits of this, or if they actually oh, here we go. So there is the Tour de France. Tour de France. And a old looking, looks like it's taken off of a video of the, I suppose it's Tour de France. So these are really, it's a bit like 8-bit looking. You can see it's got a lot, made it to lots of little squares. So it's they're trying to robotize this the look in this one. Okay, so it's not too bad. Yeah, there's a sense of speed there, slow shutter. Looks like that these stills are from video. I'd be surprised if they were from a camera. Looks like they're taken from a television broadcast. Maybe done deliberately to get that look. Okay. But when you're on such a big format, I don't know, a bit of a waste. Mind you, it's better than some of the ones I've opened up. My Technopop wasn't very good. Or Electric Cafe, whatever you want to call it. Looks more like the top of a slurry pit, doesn't it? Sewage works or something. Okay, so I'm not blown away by the artwork, to be honest. I don't think it's something I'm going to be pulling out and looking at when I'm listening to the album. I guess it's okay. I'd really like, I just love synthesizers, and probably if you like Kraftwerk, you probably do as well. And I would much prefer pictures of them working in the studio making this album, like rare pictures. You know, when they do these special editions, it's always nice. Like with Gentlemen Take Polaroids Japan, you've got a few shots from the same photo session. So you've got alternative album covers and things like that. Whereas this is, well, it's on theme. It's on theme. And it's better than some of them. But I don't think it's something I'm going to be looking through again, to be honest. But you know, there we are, isn't it? Better to have than not to have, isn't it? Tour de France. Okay, so let's have a look at the colours. Okay, so we've got a blue and it's not protected inside. And as you can hear, it scratches. I'm taking it out. This is a big bugbear of mine, because I mean, these things are not cheap, are they? Vinyl is not cheap to buy anymore. And these editions, you know, they're sort of, what, 40 quid, something like that? I mean, what is the price of a thin piece of plastic like that? How much would that cost them to produce, to put inside? And it makes such a difference. So if you're a vinyl lover, or if you're new to vinyl, as soon as you get your disc, let's just have a look at this nice blue. Rather nice, like a royal blue maybe. Yeah, so as soon as you get your disc and you've taken it out of this sleeve, don't put it back in again. Hold it like this, so that's the way you should always hold your records. You either go for the circle or for the label. So you're holding with one finger there, and your thumb or part of your hand, and you can just support the whole thing like that, or maybe a few fingers like that, or maybe even wedge it into your hand. So the idea is you never actually touch the grooves. You keep your greases off your fingers and things from working its way into the vinyl. So I've got this rather nice brush. This is a very expensive brush, Furukawa, that I use for my vinyl, because it also takes out the static charge. It works by a corona discharge method. Near here, it's got a coating. This is a goat, I think it's goat hair. It's got a special coating. It's got little wraps of metallic things in there with a space. So you create the circuit by holding onto this metal bit, and the corona discharge as you brush just goes to earth through you. And it's pretty good. And I quite often brush every bits of equipment with it to keep static charges down. So I normally work from the inside out. Doing it for the first time. It's a very, very gentle brush. This is not in the least bit stiff or bristly. It's very, very soft. Much softer than the stylus, for example, which is normally a diamond, isn't it? So give it a good brush like that, brushing right out. Give that little shake. So I'm just doing it on camera. I wouldn't normally shake it next to the album, but there we are. And flip it over like that, making sure that you're not touching any of the vinyl. And again, brush it. Ooh, can you hear static? Can you hear that then? Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear a few crackles of discharge. There's a few hairs there. And again. Yes, I can hear a few crackles, static discharge. Because quite often when you pull the thing out, you can charge the record up, which is not great. There's also something like a zero stat thing, which you fire over it and it creates negative one way and positive the other way. And the idea is it balances out the charge. It doesn't take it away or add it, it tries to balance it, which is another way of doing it. I mean, I had one friend that used to put water on his records. Wouldn't recommend it. If you're going to do it, I'd use distilled water, so there's no trace. He used to play his records wet, but I don't do that. It's got an expensive cartridge. So there we are. So once you've cleaned your record off, you've had a good look and you've seen that you've got all the big bits off and hopefully a few of the smaller bits, straight into a nice protective plastic, still holding there on the thing. There it goes. And you'll get used to holding. I hope I'm not boring loads of people that are really into vinyl, by the way, but it's worth saying the once maybe. You get used to handling your vinyl in a certain way, like you do CDs. You don't want fingerprints all over it, you hold it by the edges. Get used to that routine of just going for that centre with your finger as soon as you hold on. And just looking after your vinyl so you can enjoy it for years and years. And so it doesn't sound like a log fire every time you put a track on. So yeah, this is a big bugbear of mine because that... Let's see if there's any bits in there. Because sometimes you do get some bits from the edging or glues or tiny bits of paper where the guillotine's been cutting these and a bit goes in. And it can all scratch your precious vinyl. And of course, we are talking about an analog path from start to finish here. So we're starting about a very, very small vibration that gets amplified massively. So anything in the way of it can get picked up. So look after your vinyl. And I mean, I've still got stuff from when I was a kid. I've got an original Help by the Beatles that I've had ever since I was about 8 years old. Still fine, still plays fine. The only vinyl I've had to replace is Kate Bush, The Kick Inside. And I had to replace that because I wore it out. I played it so much that the volume just dropped and dropped and dropped. In the end I thought, it wasn't scratchy or anything. I thought I'll just get myself a new version of this album. I couldn't believe the difference in volume when I got the new one. So yeah, things do wear down. So yeah, it's not too bad in there, I don't think. And a rather nice translucent sort of nearly pillar box red, I'd say. Like an oxygenated blood colour. Again, just a few mentions of what's on there on the label. Not much else. You see like that? See like little bits of paper? These sort of things can scratch your vinyl. So I'd normally try and just blow those away, because sometimes even brushing it can scratch in. Oh, can you hear this static? These crackles are the static discharging. Ooh. So there we are. Give it a nice brush. Welcome to the family, vinyl. Actually, this album, I don't think I've played this one very much on CD. Normally it's Computer World or Radioactivity, my two favourites really. I wish, if I could, you know when you say you can pass yourself coming back, so you can sort of like as an old man pass your younger self. If I passed myself aged about 7 or 8 years old, I would hand myself Radioactivity. I'd also hand myself however many Tangerine Dream albums there were out by then, so Rubicon and Phaedra, things like that. I don't know if Oxygen was out then. 66, 76, so I'd need to be about 10 I think. So yeah, I'd hand myself quite a few records. I found myself on the way back. Let's just do that, everyone. See, so it had actually charged up a bit. Just pulling it out of that plastic, out of the paper case. Now, if you don't like using these, and you'd rather have a sort of replacement like that, the mobile fidelity ones, which you can't get inside something like this, it's like plastic on the front and paper on the back. They are the best for not putting a static charge on, because these can put a bit of a... They're meant to be treated, some of them, but this is a cheaper one from Amazon, so it's probably not. Some of them claim that they don't. So the idea is when you take them out, just don't do it too fast. Can help not put a static charge on your records. Yeah, the mobile fidelity ones, they never give off a crackle or anything when you pull your records out. They're pretty damn good, they are. And also mobile fidelity recordings are fantastic. I'd like to hear them the Magical Mystery Tour, but anytime I've ever seen that available, it's really old now, and they want over like 150 or something ridiculous for it, and it's so old I wouldn't buy it now. Apparently it's meant to be a hum on it as well, 50 hertz hum or 60 hertz if it was America. Anyway, so there we are. So that's just a quick look at the colours. A little bit about record care. Hope I didn't bore you with that. I think it does need saying every now and again, especially if you're new to collecting vinyl, because there is a resurgence, and If you want nice wide stereo, it's got to be vinyl. And if you want the real heights, the trebles, it's got to be a moving coil cartridge as well, in my opinion. Right, so I've got this outer one. I've given up on putting just the single albums into these sleeves. Hopefully this is a bit better fit, because when you pull them in and push them in and out of your library, the sheathing comes off like that and the record goes into your library and you get this bit just stuck out, which is absolutely... Maybe fine if you put it in the other way, but then of course you couldn't see the writing, or well, I can't anyway with my eyesight, but it always looks better that way in, doesn't it? So I am on the lookout for some really nice tight, or much thicker, for just single albums. It doesn't move, it's sort of like quite hard to get in and it stays with the album. If anyone knows of any, I'll be very grateful. I've tried a few different ones on Amazon and all like this, sort of a little bit loose, because I mean this is quite a substantial one here with these 2 albums and this booklet in, and it's still, you know, loose-ish. Anyway, so there we are, Tour de France. This was a Christmas present for me. I'm a bit late getting around to doing my unwrapping or whatever, but there we are. And just as a little bit of an oddity for an extra thing, if you want to stay with me for a few more moments, a friend went to a charity shop and picked this up the other day. So if you like your electronic German music, I wonder what Klaus Wunderlich is like. Just picked it up because there's this old Moog, I think it's a Model 55. It was definitely the sequencer there. Oh, that's the filter, isn't it? It's one of them. Doesn't have any gains on it. It's just not gains. It doesn't have a resonant, no resonant. Lots of oscillators. Anyway, so apparently this is. You may just want to pause the writing here. It's all done on his Moog synth, everything. It was only £2 in the record shop, so my friend picked it up. I had to glue it back together because it was a bit sort of... actually, here we are. These are the ones I'm talking to you about. This is the Mobile Fidelity sleeve, and they are absolutely brilliant. Let's just see. Pull this out now. Yeah, nothing. There is no static charge on that, nothing. They are excellent. So I gave this one a bit of a wash and a rub down, and I managed to get most of the fingerprints off. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm saving it for when my friend comes around and we're going to do a vinyl day on Saturday, I think. So this would be an oddity to play probably just after the Kraftwerk one for a contrast of Krautrock meets Kraut Light. So yeah, it's always worth popping down your charity shops. You never know, and it's always worth a punt when they're just a few quid if they're not a greedy charity shop. Usually there are a bit of crackle on them, but I've had quite a few odd ones. I had like the sound effects of London in England. I've picked up a Spanish one, which is traditional flamenco music. It was pretty damn good actually. You know, with all the hey, that sort of stuff and the stamping of the feet. It was brilliant. Oh, there we go. Sound 2000. So, you know, 22 years late, but we got there in the end, didn't we? Yeah, with his Moog organ rhythm, apparently. So, wonder if anyone else has got this watching, or even watches these videos to the end, when I often chuck on something. So anyway, there we are. So that was Tour de France by Kraftwerk, and Sound 2000, or is it Sound Moog 2000, Organ Rhythm by Klaus Wunderlich. Okay, thanks for watching. See you again next time.